Part 145. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yun Suya. Chapter 1441. Chapter 1441 Jun Chennai Extra Chapter, 52. When it comes to this issue, Muniankai feels like beating up Hanzija. She also wanted to get married as soon as possible, but the problem was that Hanzija kept pushing back and living his life with his company and job every day, leaving such a beautiful fiancée at home. It was hard for him to do it. Xia Ying and Yu Lingfeng moved so quickly that they already had children. But Hanzija has been engaged to her for so long, but he still hasn't gotten married. Sometimes Muniankai wonders if this guy has moved on and is consuming herself. Although Muniankai knew that Hanzija did not dare and could not do this. Well, isn't this the same as you? You're so busy, you don't have time, besides, you're still so young, so what's the rush? Hanzija was answering Jun Chennai's question, and at the same time, he was talking to Muniankai, but Muniankai rolled her eyes and stopped accepting his words at all. After all, every time he used it as an excuse to excuse her, she could hear it ringing in her ears. Yes, don't be in a hurry, take your time, otherwise, if you are all married, how awkward would it be for me to be single? Jun Chennai said and smiled. Hey, I'm talking about you. Muniankai stopped Jun Chennai angrily. With your conditions, you wouldn't be called a golden bachelor, that would be a diamond bachelor. The kind that everyone loves. How could you not find a girlfriend? Are the requirements too high, or are you not looking for them at all? If you want to say that Jun Chennai wants to find a girlfriend, just curl your fingers. But this guy has been single for so many years. Would a healthy man with a normal sexual orientation have no idea of finding a girlfriend? Muniankai expressed her confusion. Could it be that Jun Chennai has always been in love with Xia Ying? That shouldn't be the case. It's been so long and everyone has given birth to children, so Jun Chennai isn't that stubborn. This kind of thing happens by chance, it's not something I can find just by looking for it. It's better to have less than to have too much. Jun Chennai said with a smile. Muniankai glanced sideways at Little Cherry, then patted her arm and signaled to Jun Chennai, don't let the wealth flow to outsiders. Little Cherry is very good. Little Cherry was startled and quickly waved her hands and shook her head. No, 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 I don't have that idea about my boss. Is it really not there, or do you dare not have it? Muniankai teased. Then he watched helplessly as Little Cherry's face turned red to her neck. I don't have one, and I don't dare to have one. Little Cherry defended. Jun Chennai raised his eyebrows. Is he a tiger, wolf, or something else? What does it mean to not dare? Ha ha ha. Muniankai seemed to be happy because she had teased the little girl, and smiled happily. Little Cherry wanted to find a hole in the ground to crawl into. Look at you, you've made other girls feel embarrassed. Hanzija also joked. Little Cherry wants to find a hole in the ground to drill into and add to. Jun Chennai finally understood that the two co-authors were trying to bring them together. Okay, I'll go over there to meet an old friend first, and I'll come back to you later. Jun Chennai decided to run away, and then took Xiaotao away from Hanzija, brother Muniankai and those two terrible people. Little Cherry breathed a sigh of relief. Jun Chennai frowned when he heard her taking a deep breath and looked sideways at her. Are you afraid of me? Did I say you were afraid of me? Jun Chennai had a straight face. Little Cherry's nerves that had just been relaxed became tense again. This is a life-threatening question. I said, CEO, next time you ask this question, don't look at me so fiercely. Maybe I will consider other answers. End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yun Suya. Chapter 1442. Chapter 1442 Jun Chennai Extra Chapter, 53. He, no. Little Cherry said, swallowing unconsciously. Seeing her look like that, Jun Chennai touched his nose and said nothing more. Little Cherry took a deep breath. After a while, Jun Chennai had finished socializing, and everyone was sitting on their number plates. Jun Chennai suddenly turned to look at Little Cherry, and said very seriously, "Actually, I'm not scary at all." "Real?" Little Cherry was stunned, looking into those jade-like eyes, and nodded stiffly. I don't know why, but Jun Chennai's demeanor seemed a bit like a child who had been wronged and was confiding to his good friend. Jun Chennai is not scary. As a boss, he is actually a very gentle person, but he is very demanding. In addition, they don't want to disappoint him, so they unconsciously have a certain respect for Jun Chennai. But it's definitely not because he is scary, but because he is afraid that he will live up to Jun Chennai's expectations and fail to satisfy him. Huh, forget it. Jun Chennai seemed to have something he wanted to say, but he didn't say it. Instead, he took a long breath and looked away. Little Cherry was stunned, pursed her lips, and held her breath. Jun Chennai is so good looking. If you look at it from a distance, you won't dare to play with it, but if you look up close, there will be no blind spots. Little Cherry's thoughts were interrupted by a secret camera not far away. Little Cherry was startled and immediately became vigilant. Then she patted Jun Chennai's arm and pointed him in the direction. Jun Chennai looked in the direction of Little Cherry's finger. Seeing that he was exposed, the person who secretly photographed him quickly began to hide. He soon disappeared into the crowd and could not be found. Can paparazzi sneak in on such an occasion? Little Cherry muttered angrily. Jun Chennai squinted his eyes, smiled, and shrugged. How else would you call me a paparazzi? What should we do? They can't write blindly, can they? Jun Chennai seemed very calm. If I didn't write it blindly, there would be no topic or popularity, and they would have wasted so much effort to secretly take photos. Okay, Little Cherry forgot that this kind of media likes to listen to Wind and Rain the most. Moreover, many keyboard warriors tend to just look at pictures and talk, criticizing a certain point and then firing off, completely regardless of what the truth is. It is enough to satisfy their addiction and vent their suppressed emotions in daily life. Oh my God, the thing I was most worried about has happened. Little Cherry leaned back and held her forehead, with a look of despair on her face. Jun Chennai glanced at her. What are you worried about? Your fans? What else? If your fans see their candid pictures and fabricated reports, I will be pulled out and whipped together with the 18 generations of my ancestors. Just talking about it now, Xiaoying started to have pictures in her mind. If something like this really happens, I will make it clear when the time comes. You must stay calm and don't fight with netizens. No. Little Cherry responded lazily. Since her debut, her temper has been tempered a lot in the past. She was the kind of person who would draw a sword to help when the road was rough, and she would like to tell the whole world about any darkness she saw, but now, she just asks not to get angry. The influence of public opinion on the internet is so terrible that even someone with a big heart like her can't bear it. After the party, Jun Chennai sent Xiao Tao back. After the Longwan district was demolished, Xiao Tao moved to an apartment very close to her previous uncles. It was also convenient to visit them. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuen Suya. Chapter 1443. Chapter 1443 Jun Chennai Extra Chapter, 54. Jun Chennai and Xiaoying Tao got out of the car. Jun Chennai stood up straight and looked at the economic community where Xiaoying Tao lived. To be honest, their Smile team is so popular right now. A random announcement can cost hundreds of thousands. The other members of the group all live in villas, which are in high-end communities at best. Only Little Cherry lives in a civilian community. It doesn't look like a group at all. Star. What's wrong? Little Cherry asked when she saw Jun Chaniai's face was heavy and his brows were knitted together as he kept staring at the building. Jun Chaniai glanced sideways at her. Are you sure you want to live in a place like this? What's wrong? I think it's fine. Little Cherry disagreed. No, I don't mean to dislike this place, Jun Chaniai continued. You are becoming more and more famous now. The security in this place is not that good. I am afraid that you will be harassed by others. Harassment. This word really scared Little Cherry. Little Cherry's pupils dilated instantly and she swallowed silently. Don't scare me. Jun Chaniai was instantly frightened when he saw Little Cherry. He smiled heartily. Why are you scaring me? Especially illegitimate meals and the like, it's very scary. Well. Little Cherry curled her lips. I'll find another place to live, but I think this place is closer to them, so. I know what you mean. Jun Chaniai sighed. Let's go back and ask the assistant to find a new place for you. Uh-huh. Little Cherry nods like pounding garlic. Little Cherry was about to turn around and leave, but suddenly she felt that it was not polite. They sent her back, so she just patted her and left. Hence, Little Cherry turned her head stiffly and looked at Jun Chaniai. Would you like to go in and sit down? Xiao Yang, who was behind Jun Chaniai, was stunned, as if things were developing in a weird direction. Xiaoying Tao was just being polite at first, but who knew that Jun Chaniai would actually open his legs and come in very rudely. Then sit down. Jun Chaniai passed by Little Cherry, and Little Cherry's mind suddenly went blank. After 2 seconds, my mind was quickly thinking about whether my underwear was littered and whether I had dealt with the late-night snack I had last night. After she filtered them one by one in her mind, she had already arrived at the door of her house. Little Cherry's hand trembled slightly when she opened the door. Jun Chaniai looked at her action with a half-smile. Little Cherry opened the door and took the lead in taking a quick look. At first glance, it looked quite neat. Fortunately, it didn't leave any bad impression. Jun Chaniai and Xiao Yang came in. Jun Chaniai looked around casually and then sat on the sofa. Little Cherry went to get something to drink for them both. Should you drink boiled water, tea, or coffee? Plain water. I am the same as the president. Good. Little Cherry started to pour water. Jun Chaniai sat on the sofa in the living room of Xiaoying's house and looked around. I didn't expect that a girl who looked so strong would have such a girlish home decoration and a girlish heart. She seems to like pink very much. The whole house is in a light pink color. The sofa is so soft that Jun Chaniai can't even get used to sitting on it. The whole home is only about 120 square meters, which is very small, but it is very warmly decorated by her. Little Cherry came over with water and saw Jun Chaniai looking at her little home, so she smiled awkwardly. Well, I usually don't have time to tidy up. End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuen Suya. Chapter 1444. Chapter 1444 Jun Chaniai Extra Chapter, 55. Fine. Jun Chaniai just responded, then took the water handed over by Xiaoying, took a sip, and put it on the coffee table. At this moment, Jun Chaniai suddenly picked up the remote control and started watching a TV series. Little Cherry sat aside, not daring to make a sound and not knowing what Jun Chaniai was doing. Although she said she shouldn't chase Jun Chaniai away, Jun Chaniai was already watching TV. How long did he plan to stay? Little Cherry didn't dare to think too much, she just silently picked up her phone and started playing. About an hour later, Jun Chaniai quickly turned off the TV, stood up, and said to Xiao Yang, who was already dozing next to him, let's go. Xiaoying Tao also stood up and sent Jun Chaniai and Xiao Yang out. Xiao Yang followed Jun Chaniai in a daze. After getting into the car, Xiaoliang looked at Jun Chennai with a serious face and asked, "President, why are you so polite that you go to someone's house and watch TV? I'm not afraid of being photographed by the paparazzi." Jun Chennai glanced at Xiaoliang meaningfully, "I did it on purpose." Xiaoliang was awakened by Jun Chennai's words. His sleepiness disappeared immediately and he opened his eyes wide. "What? Did you do it on purpose?" Can he understand that this is his CEO's own speculation on CP? Jun Chennai suppressed his expression and said calmly, "Just now at the party, I discovered the paparazzi taking secret photos. They found some clues and were definitely not willing to stop like this. So, just now we entered Little Cherry's house, it must have been photographed, and soon there will be all kinds of gossip news reports on the internet. So, CEO, why did you just stay at Xiaoying's house for so long?" Xiaoliang looked at Jun Chennai sadly and watched a legal program for an hour, forcing him to almost fall asleep. Jun Chennai nodded. "But, CEO, don't you disdain this kind of hype the most? Why did you get fired? As an artist, I don't like such methods. And I was popular enough at that time, so I didn't need it. As a boss, my girl group is currently in fierce competition with another girl group with a similar position, and a new song will be released soon. It's just a face-to-face meeting. At this time, hype is just a reasonable marketing method in the entertainment industry." Hearing what Jun Chennai said, Xiaoliang started to give Jun Chennai a thumbs up and looked at Jun Chennai with starry eyes. "That's not true. Even if you, CEO, have quit the entertainment industry, there is still no shortage of you in the entertainment industry. A little bit of trouble will still be caught by the media and become a hot topic. Let Xiaoying use your fame to gain limelight. It's just." Xiaoliang suddenly frowned again. "Why, President, hype is a double-edged sword. If others don't talk about it, just talk about your terrible girlfriend fans. Aren't you afraid that they will eat the little cherry alive?" No wonder Jun Chennai asked Xiaoying Tao to move just now. If such a thing made the news, how could her place protect her? "I guess someone comes to my door every day to harass me. Also, if nothing else, Xiaoying is the best example." At that time, Xiaoying was scolded by Jun Chennai's fans. What's more, Xiaoying's background is not as good as Xiaoying's, her appearance is also inferior to Xiaoying's, she is an internet celebrity, and she has a dark history of dissing others. Thinking about it this way, Xiaoliang is a little worried. End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yun Suya. Chapter 1445. Chapter 1445 Jun Chennai Extra Chapter, 56. Don't worry, I will take care of it. Jun Chennai is quite confident about this. Xiaoying's lesson learned from the past, how should I put it, is actually different from Little Cherry's incident. Last time it was an accident, but this time it was Jun Chennai's planned and premeditated hype. And last time, Jun Chennai clearly liked her but had to suppress it. And Xiaoying has been denying it, so she seems to be both upright and upright. But Little Cherry is different. This matter is all handled by Jun Chennai. When the time comes, Jun Chennai will silence Little Cherry. He can handle everything. Xiaoliang nodded. Well, since the president has said so, it must have been planned. Sure enough, as soon as Jun Chennai returned home, there was already movement on the internet. Various news reports were posted one after another, and hot searches on Weibo quickly became popular. Jun Chennai leaned on the sofa slowly, sliding his slender fingers across the screen of his phone. Jun Chennai and Xiaoying Tao were suspected of being in a relationship. They attended a charity party together, talked and laughed, and looked at each other affectionately after the party. Jun Chennai sent him home and stayed at Xiaoying Tao's house for more than an hour. I left only a few hours ago. Jun Chennai's love affair exposed. The woman is actually the leader of the newly popular Smile female team. Denote leg on what virtues and abilities can she, who is an internet celebrity, be able to charm the national male idol Jun Chennai. Jun Chennai is in love? The beauty of the woman is comparable to Xia Ying. Follow Little Cherry and dress like this, you can also charm your male god. Jun Chennai. I read the reports with a blank expression and clicked on the candid photos. Jun Chennai's face was originally expressionless, but after seeing a photo, his expression suddenly froze. The little cherry in the photo was looking sideways, looking at Jun Chennai who was looking ahead. Jun Chennai discovered for the first time that the little cherry also had such gentle eyes. Normally, she is always so stubborn and refuses to admit defeat, as if she is not afraid of anything. But the little cherry in this photo, with those eyebrows and eyes, seems to be real, a little affectionate. Jun Chennai coughed twice and turned over. Flip to the comments section. Get out, no appointment unless officially announced. Jun Chennai is my thank you. You can take a rest with the cherry balls, fruits, and the like. Spreading rumors will kill the whole family, I'll wait for Jun Chennai to slap you in the face. She's just a female companion at a charity party, and what's wrong with sending her home after the party and sitting in there? And didn't Xiao Yang follow him in? Why didn't you spread the rumor that they had a threesome? Unscrupulous media, please let me go, Mr. Jun he has withdrawn from the circle. Thank you. Interesting or not? Mr. Jun has withdrawn from the circle for so long, why are you still talking about him? Let me just say one thing, that woman is not worthy of our young master. There were basically no good things to say in the comment section, and everything was as expected by Jun Chennai. As for Little Cherry, Weibo has exploded, with a lot of people calling her shameless and so on. If she hadn't promised that Jun Chennai couldn't explain, speak, or clarify, she would have jumped out and explained clearly. Really, she couldn't bear this kind of grievance. The next day, this matter was still the top trending topic on Weibo. Seeing that Jun Chennai had no intention of explaining it, Xiao Ying couldn't wait any longer, so she sent a message to Jun Chennai. What should I do about the scandal on Weibo? Jun Chennai replied to her after 3 minutes, don't worry about this for now, just don't read it. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yun Suya. Chapter 1446. Chapter 1446 Jun Chennai Extra Chapter, 57, 4 in 1 chapter. Little Cherry put down her phone and breathed a long sigh of relief, but her heart was still filled with panic. Jun Chennai's fans are famous for their explosive fighting ability. This time, she really realized it. Little Cherry simply uninstalled Weibo and ignored it. The girls from Smile also read Weibo. As soon as Little Cherry came to the company, she was surrounded by the group of girls. Little Cherry was stunned for a moment and stared at them with her eyes wide open, her vigilance quickly rising. What are you doing? Oh my God, Little Cherry, the boss went to your house for more than an hour last night. You and your boss don't really have any secrets, do you? You shouldn't. How come you are so lucky to be noticed by your boss? Please answer the question on Weibo, are the scandals on Weibo true? You must know Jun Chennai's personality. If rumors are spread, he will immediately clarify them. This has always been the case, but this time fans have been waiting for so long and have not yet received a clarification from Jun Chennai on Weibo. So now, Weibo is still abuzz. 6 of the top 10 hot searches were related to Jun Chennai and Little Cherry. Little Cherry was so disturbed by their chattering that her head was pounding. Little Cherry just stroked her forehead and said helplessly, do you think it's possible? How could Jun Chennai fall in love with her? The girls were blocked by what little Cherry said, and they didn't know what to say. However, the boss has never denied it. Yeah, it's really inconsistent with the boss's usual style. Tisk, maybe the boss is really interested in you. So, what was the boss doing at your house for more than an hour? Would you believe me if I said he was watching a law enforcement program? The girls were stunned for a moment, then looked at each other in disbelief and shook their heads like rattles. Then what else can I say? Little Cherry said helplessly, he is really watching a standard program. I don't know what June Chennai's taste is. It is better to watch the news broadcast, Animal World, and the like are more interesting. Okay, let's not forget each other even if we are rich and noble. Jin Musa patted little Cherry on the shoulder and said meaningfully. The group of girls dispersed. Little Cherry stood there and took a deep breath. Who knows what June Chennai is thinking now? Why didn't he clarify the scandal? He also specifically told her not to post on Weibo and not pay attention to this matter. It's really confusing. However, during the vocal class, the assistant told Xiaoying that Xiaoying's Weibo followers had increased by 100,000 since the news broke last night. How did you get those 100,000 fans? Little Cherry is a little confused. Most of them probably came to watch the fun. Then Xiaoying's latest comments on Weibo are also all kinds of unsavory, saying that she is not worthy of June Chennai, that she is just a hype, that she is just a country bumpkin, and all kinds of unpleasant things. Some even physically attacked her and directly cursed her, threatening her life and so on. Why don't you come to my house for the next 2 days to take shelter? The assistant said to Xiaoying, it's too dangerous in your place during this period. June Chennai was right. The security facilities where Xiaoying lived were not good, so it was easy for people to get in. Maybe, they could break into Xiaoying's house. If something like this really happens, little Cherry may be opportunistically seeking revenge by some radical fans. No one can predict what will happen. Little Cherry nodded and said in a low voice, okay. At the moment, she had no choice but to do as her assistant said. Who would have known that just at this moment, everyone saw June Chennai walking into the vocal room, and then calling little Cherry out in front of everyone with a serious look on his face. Little Cherry was confused, but she still followed June Chennai out. As soon as little Cherry came out, June Chennai said with a straight face, stretch out your hand. Little Cherry stretched out her hand without knowing why, and spread her palm. June Chennai stretched out his hand that was originally in his pocket, and then put something cold in little Cherry's palm. Is a key. Little Cherry opened her eyes wide. What key is this? The key to your room. Ah. Little Cherry was even more puzzled and looked at June Chennai confused. You can move in with me during this period. June Chennai's words shocked little Cherry. What does it mean to move in with you? June Chennai glanced at her frightened little face and said, don't worry, my home is very big. Maybe you and I may not be able to meet each other at home. Small Cherry. Is this the point? Shouldn't the point be that June Chennai asked her to go to his house? What is this development trend? June Chennai didn't intend to clarify the scandal, so why did he bring her home? Is this really a fake plan? Little Cherry was a little panicked. No, boss, what do you want to do? You will know what I want to do. Remember what I said to you, and don't listen or care. After June Chennai finished speaking, he turned around and left. Little Cherry looked at the man's tall figure, still in a daze, completely unresponsive. The key in his hand suddenly became hot to the touch. At this time, Xiao Liang ran over and added a few words, oh, all your things have been moved, so you can go directly to the president's house after get off work. Huh, but, I don't know where June Chennai lives. Xiao Liang continued, since we live together, you must go back with the president. Little Cherry's brain paused for a second, and then her pupils instantly dilated to the extreme. What? She really didn't understand Jun Chaniai's thoughts more and more. Xiao Liang guessed that Xiaoying Tao would definitely pull him and ask him something, so he very cleverly ran away before Xiaoying Tao could react. Little Cherry was messy in the wind alone. Then dragging an empty shell of his body back to the vocal room. Facing the girls' gossipy looks and chirping questions, Little Cherry just wanted to say, "I also want to know what happened." She was arranged so clearly by Jun Chaniai inexplicably, she must have no room to resist or refuse. At the end of get off work, Little Cherry walked out of the company, and Jun Chaniai's car stopped in front of her. The car door was open and Jun Chaniai was already sitting inside. Xiao Liang stood outside the car, showing an eight-toothed smile towards Little Cherry and making a gesture of invitation. The more Little Cherry looked at it, the more she felt that the smile was malicious. She rolled her eyes, walked over quickly, and sat in the car. Xiaoying Tao got into Jun Chaniai's car, and everyone leaving the company could see it clearly. Especially the members of the Smile Girl group who were standing just behind Little Cherry. When they saw Little Cherry sitting in Jun Chaniai's car, they felt like they were watching a thriller, and their mouths opened in an O shape. "Holy shit, what did I see?" Jin Musa was the first to react and screamed. At that time, Jun Chaniai's car had already driven away. Everyone's eyes were already fixed on the car, as if they could see the flowers. So our captain really took down the boss. Damn, the captain actually deceived our feelings just now, saying that he didn't know anything. Tisk, there are countless single girls in China who are about to fall out of love right now. Boss, what are you planning? On the way, Little Cherry couldn't bear it any longer, so she turned her head, looked at Jun Chaniai, and asked him. He did not deny the scandal, and he asked her to move into his home, making it look like there was something real. Jun Chaniai calmed down and told Xiaoying the whole story, including his future plans. He just planned to fake it and pretend that he and Xiaoying were really in love, using the title of Jun Chaniai's girlfriend with who knows how many flashes behind his back. Jun Chaniai is sure to make good use of this double-edged sword and use his own fame to increase the fame of Little Cherry, thereby increasing the popularity of the entire Smile Girl group. The positioning of GNE next door is almost the same as that of Smile. If the two girl groups have similar positions, there will always be various comparisons and competitions. Shengding Company is very powerful in controlling public opinion, so GNE has been once it became popular, it became even more popular as soon as it debuted. Jun Chaniai will not let Emperor's first girl group lose to Shengding, so he will do everything he can to make their Smile Girl group win. After listening to Jun Chaniai's narration, Little Cherry was stunned for a long time, and finally asked in a low voice, "Boss, you are making a big sacrifice for doing this." Jun Chaniai glanced at her and said nothing. Well, actually he has another reason that he didn't say. It is his mother and Moun who recently encouraged him to toss him again, and he can no longer withstand this torment. The only thing more terrifying than a woman is two women. Therefore, Jun Chaniai felt that it was time for him to find a shield. At this moment, Xiaoying, as a shield, kills two birds with one stone. Furthermore, I think our Smile can also defeat their GNE due to our strength. Jun Chaniai glanced at her indifferently. How clean do you think Shengding's methods are? Jun Chaniai snorted disdainfully, and continued, this scandal was reported by Shengding and others from the beginning. Those who made slanderous remarks about you were also the slanderers they paid to hire. Now the public opinion on the internet is one-sided, and they just want to take the opportunity to destroy you, so since they have already reported it, we can just go with the flow and regard it as a favor they gave us. Little Cherry still didn't have any confidence in her heart, but since Jun Chaniai said so emphatically and believed that the boss was right, she didn't say anything. When they arrived at the place where Jun Chaniai lived, Little Cherry was simply dumbfounded. She originally thought that Jun Chaniai's statement that it was unlikely that two people would meet at home at the same time was an exaggeration, but now it seemed that what he said was true. In such a big place, it's possible to get lost, right? Jun Chaniai did not hire a nanny at home, but someone would still come to clean the house every day. Jun Chaniai was usually not at home at that time. Jun Chaniai led Xiao Tao Tao to the gate and entered Xiao Tao Tao's face and fingerprints. Little Cherry only knew about this unlocking method, but had never seen it before. Now I have completely seen it. Jun Chaniai led little Yingtao to her room again. Little Yingtao stared at Jun Chaniai's home with her mouth open. This is just like a castle. As expected of the Jun family, worthy of Jun Chaniai, the place where they live is luxurious and luxurious. Little Cherry just thought, now that Jun Chaniai no longer lives with his parents, can he live alone in such a big place? Many rooms are vacant. Sure enough, you don't understand the lifestyle of rich people. Although Jun Chaniai led Little Cherry around casually a few times, Little Cherry felt that she still didn't remember it. Forget it, let her remember the location of her room first. By the way, which direction is her room from? You can take a walk first, I'm going to take a shower. Jun Chaniai said to Little Cherry, and Little Cherry nodded, and then watched Jun Chaniai leave. Little Cherry walked around alone. Although the home was so big, it was still very clean and spotless. Jun Chaniai should be a person who loves life very much. As soon as she entered, Little Cherry felt full of life. Although I live alone, there is still a strong smell of fireworks. Jun Chaniai came out of the shower and put on comfortable and casual home clothes. When I walked to the living room, I seemed to smell something faintly. Well, it seemed to be the smell of instant noodles. Jun Chaniai called out Little Cherry's name. Little Cherry responded, and Jun Chaniai followed the voice and walked to the kitchen and found her cooking instant noodles. Little Cherry looked back at Jun Chaniai with a smile as bright as a flower. Are you hungry? Do you want to eat instant noodles? When Little Cherry turned around, she was stunned by Jun Chaniai, who was wearing home clothes in front of her. The Jun Chaniai we usually see is a standard domineering CEO wearing various suits, but now he is clean and gentle, like a handsome young man, as if he has suddenly changed into a different person. The wet water droplets on Jun Chaniai's hair rolled down his thin cheeks, and the refreshing fragrance came from the shower, adding to his charming style. Jun Chaniai frowned. He originally wanted to say no to eating it, but instant noodles are so magical, and after smelling them, he seemed to be unable to refuse them. Jun Chaniai nodded. Little Cherry smiled, and then took out another piece of bread. Jun Chaniai thought of something and said, add an egg. There should be vegetables in the refrigerator. Little Cherry chuckled, if not Jun Chaniai is a person who understands life, how can he eat instant noodles and have balanced nutrition? Jun Chaniai continued, just eating instant noodles makes me feel a little lonely. Okay, I know. Little Cherry said, and went over to get the vegetables and eggs that Jun Chaniai wanted. Oh, the refrigerator is over there. Jun Chaniai pointed at it, then simply went over to get it for her and handed it over. Jun Chaniai looked at the pot of instant noodles. Do you often cook instant noodles? Although Jun Chaniai has instant noodles at home, he rarely eats them. End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuen Suya. Chapter 1447. Chapter 1447 Jun Chaniai Extra Chapter, 58. No. Xiao Yingying was washing the vegetables while chatting with Jun Chaniai. Actually, my cooking skills are pretty good, because I started cooking when I was very young. I also enjoy cooking, and I often cook when I live alone. Jun Chaniai frowned and smiled softly, then it seems that I am in good luck. Hearing this, Little Cherry paused in her cleaning actions, then raised her head to look at Jun Chaniai. So how long are we going to pretend? It depends on the situation. Jun Chennai said unhurriedly. Little Cherry stopped talking and was making her instant noodles in xin. Jun Chennai watched the whole process. Making instant noodles was easy and quick. However, it was the first time in Jun Chennai's life that instant noodles smelled so good. He was not hungry at first, but after smelling such a smell, Jun Chennai became hungry too, and his stomach grumbled twice. Xiao Yingying divided the instant noodles into 2 bowls, and Jun Chennai hurriedly came over to serve them. Let me do it. Jun Chennai stopped the little Cherry and prepared to carry it over with him. No need, what should I do if the 2 ends are burned at the same time? Little Cherry insisted on serving it herself. Jun Chennai couldn't stand it anymore, so he stopped insisting with her. She is indeed used to being independent, and is not very able to accept help from others. She usually does everything she can do by herself. 2 people were sitting quietly at the table eating instant noodles. The air was very quiet, and they could only hear the sound of the noodles slicing. This is definitely the best instant noodles I have ever tasted. Jun Chennai drank the last sip of soup with satisfaction, and said to Little Cherry with a smile in his eyes. How many times have you eaten instant noodles and which one is the best? Little Cherry smiled angrily. Usually when I'm hungry at night, I'll have instant noodles as a midnight snack. Just boil some water and it'll be ready in a few minutes. Why don't you hire an ant to cook for you? Xiaoying said, stuffing another mouthful of instant noodles into her mouth. He stared at Jun Chennai with his eyes wide open. Actually, I like someone. Jun Chennai's reason was very simple and he didn't explain much. Little Cherry didn't ask any questions. After finishing the instant noodles, Jun Chennai rushed to clean them up. I'll do it, you cook and I wash the dishes, it's fair. Little Cherry couldn't argue, so she just followed her. Little Cherry sat on the dining table and glanced at Jun Chennai's back as he entered the kitchen. Then he picked up his phone and looked at his vibrating phone to see who had sent the message. In the WeChat group of the Smile group, the number of chats has reached 99 plus, and Little Cherry has always been liked by them. Mom, you're living at the boss's house? At Small Cherry. Tell me what's going on? Didn't you say it has nothing to do with the boss? Why was he still photographed by the media living in the boss's house? At Small Cherry. Captain, you owe us an explanation. At Small Cherry. Captain, please publish a guide to flirting with men. How do you seduce a high-quality man like your boss who is rare to find in 1,000 years? At Small Cherry. Little Cherry looked helpless and had no choice but to type and reply to them slowly, sisters, things are not what you think. As soon as Little Cherry came out, the group started to get angry again, asking her what was going on. Little Cherry replied, I can't explain it clearly for a while, I'll explain it to you in detail when we meet tomorrow. After finishing speaking, Little Cherry sighed and looked on Weibo. Sure enough, her stay at Jun Chennai's house was photographed by the media and has already been on the hot search. End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yun Suya. Chapter 1448. Chapter 1448 Jun Chennai Extra Chapter, 59. Jun Chennai and Little Cherry live together. This explosive news has directly caused Weibo to crash. Xiaoying could only go to the web page to read the relevant news. Under the relevant articles, there were already hundreds of thousands of comments from netizens. I don't believe it. I haven't seen anything. I'm waiting for the official announcement. Living together? Real or fake? Grass. Are you kidding me? Is young Master Jun really with that internet celebrity? A passerby interjected, if Jun Chennai's personality is fake, it really has nothing to do with that Little Cherry. He would have come out to refute the rumors long ago. How could Jun Chennai, a person who doesn't like hype so much, let the media blindly lead him? Rhythm, this situation now shows that Jun Chennai may really be with Xiaoying. Little Cherry NMSL, Get out of here. Is your girlfriend's powder poisonous? Jun Chennai has been single for many years and has never had a girlfriend. He finally found a girlfriend and he actually scolded his girlfriend? Anyway, no matter who Jun Chennai is with, he can't be with you keyboard warriors. Mom, I don't object to Jun Chennai falling in love, but at least it's at Xia Ying's level, right? Little Cherry, what is this? I will always remember her face when she used to diss others in power. Little Cherry took a breath of cold air, always reminding herself to be calm and not to worry about these keyboard warriors. Jun Chennai finished cleaning up and walked to the living room, where he saw Little Cherry's gloomy face. Jun Chennai looked at the mobile phone in her hand again, and immediately understood what had happened. Jun Chennai roughly guessed what happened without reading the online comments and news reports, so he calmly walked towards Little Cherry and comforted her in a deep voice, "Keep it patient." Little Cherry raised her head, her resolute eyes flashing, "I don't care how your girlfriend's fans get discouraged and scold me, but the point of their attack really makes me think they are very low. Many people are saying that Jun Chennai comes from the Jun family, the first family in the imperial capital, and Little Cherry is just a wild child from the countryside without a father or mother. Jun Chennai is the helmsman of the Jun group, while Xiao Yingying is just an internet celebrity who made her debut due to her beauty. She was lucky enough to become the leader of the female team. There are even some conspiracy theorists who think that Little Cherry debuted because she hooked up with Jun Chennai. No, they meant that Little Cherry confused Jun Chennai. In short, even if she is demonized in various ways, her behavior of dissing others in the past is also said to be a way to gain power. Because she is with Jun Chennai, she is said to be using the back door, completely ignoring her own strength. Jun Chennai saw that the corners of Little Cherry's eyes were moistened. Perhaps no matter how strong she was, she couldn't withstand the slander of thousands of people. She obviously didn't do anything wrong, but there was a group of people who were always teasing her. She has no way to decide her origin, but she has been working hard to climb online. As for his self-proclaimed righteous actions, netizens are not paying for them. Little Cherry collapsed for a while. Because most of them are mediocre people like you, but they are not as beautiful or lucky as you, so they start to vent their imbalance on you. Jun Chennai comforted her warmly, "They all ignore you. It takes a lot of effort, but you can show them how good you are." Little Cherry raised the corners of her lips and nodded. "New song, are you confident that you can beat GNA?" Jun Chennai asked next. Little Cherry nodded, "Yes. Smile's new song will be released soon. It will be released on the same day as the GNE girl group. When the time comes, it will definitely be a storm." End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yuen Suya. Chapter 1449. Chapter 1449. Jun Chennai's Extra Chapter, 60. Shengding is very good at promoting its own artists, creating variety shows and various press releases. Of course, they are also very good at this. The current success of the GNE girl group is inseparable from Shengding's hard work. As for Jun Chennai's Emperor Company, it has always been known for its talent as an artist. Outsiders say that Emperor is rich in actors and singers, while Shengping is rich in idols and stars. Girl groups with such similar positioning must be compared with each other from time to time. Fans who generally follow girl groups are very young and are easily influenced by various public opinions and press releases on the internet. So at present, it seems that GNE's ability to attract fans is stronger than Smile, but the strength of the two girl groups is actually about the same. However, Jun Chennai thought that since Shengding wanted to compete with them, let's compete. Since he competed, he would not lose. The new songs of the two girl groups will be released the day after tomorrow. By then, the outside world has been waiting to see who will be better. With so many pairs of eyes watching, neither Jun Chennai nor the emperor could lose. At night, little Cherry was lying on the bed, picking up her phone every now and then to look at Weibo and the news on the internet. Although she had long been too strong to be unmoved, this time she was criticized by the entire internet. It was the first time for little Cherry to be teased and scolded by a group of people. What's more, it's said that people like Xiao Yingtao are no wonder their parents died. She is a disaster or something like that. Little Cherry could endure everything they called her. She didn't care about being unworthy of Jun Chennai, ugly, a country savage, etc. Her parents were her bottom line. Because when she was a child, little Cherry was bullied by those ignorant older children, who scolded her for killing her parents and called her a troublemaker. But at that time, she was obviously just a child who didn't understand anything and was loved and cared for by no one. Little Cherry restrained her urge to scold her, and deleted the string of words she had typed to reply to in the dialogue box one by one with wet eyes. Little Cherry took a deep breath and prepared to force herself to fall asleep. When she fell asleep, she would no longer think about this matter. However, just as little Cherry forced herself to fall asleep, Jun Chennai in another room was editing Weibo. 10 minutes later, Jun Chennai admitted his relationship became a hot search. I am sorry that I have only come forward now. In fact, I have wanted to say it for a long time, but I never knew how to say it. Yes, I am in love. Little Cherry is a kind and lovely girl. Maybe she may not meet your expectations, but she is exactly what I want. I like everything about her. The way you see her is different from the way I see her. If you believe my vision, you will know that she is definitely a good girl, which is why a single mother like me would have the idea of falling in love. Regardless of whether you are no fans or don't want to bless us, we will all work hard to be happy. In addition, if anyone physically attacks Xiaoying again, let's see him in court. In just 10 minutes, Jun Chennai's Weibo post had already received over 10,000 comments. Mom. Young Master Jun's boyfriend is so powerful. As long as you like it, how about taking off your powder? Single mother and child? So Jun Xiao and Xia Ying really have never been together? The candy I once had. Take my blessing and get out? I'm dumped. I've been waiting for you to clarify, but what I've been waiting for is my lovelorn. Why is it little Cherry? I think what Mr. Jun said makes sense. If he can like her, little Cherry must be a great girl. Also, is it true that young Master Jun was single during pregnancy? End of this chapter. The Return of the National Goddess. Author, Yun Suya. Chapter 1450. Chapter 1450 Jun Chennai Extra Chapter, 61. After Jun Chennai's Weibo went viral, little Cherry's latest Weibo also became lively. Master Jun checked in on Weibo, hello sister-in-law. Be kind to us, Jun. Although I have never been able to appreciate your beauty, it is enough that Mr. Jun likes you. Little Cherry is my wife. Anyone who has watched her live broadcast knows what a lovely girl she is, and Jun Chennai's sworn hatred for his wife is irreconcilable. I am just waiting for you to break up. No matter what, I just can't accept that you stole my husband. Have Jun Chennai and Xiao Yingying broken up today? As soon as Jun Chennai posted on Weibo, major foreign media outlets also reported the news. When Chu Sensiu, who was far away in country S, saw the news, he almost thought he was dreaming. What? Some time ago, he was urging Jun Chennai to find a girlfriend. At that time, Jun Chennai said he didn't have a girlfriend. How long had it passed before he actually announced it? Jun Chennai's speed is a bit too fast, right? Chu Sensiu quickly logged into his Weibo account, which had grown weary. Sure enough, the comments now exceeded 1 million, and the retweets and likes had reached tens of millions. Chu Sensiu snorted coldly. Although he was unhappy in his heart, the movements of his hands were still very sincere. Chu Sensio forwarded Jun Chaniai's Weibo, 666,99. Chu Sensio N hasn't posted on Weibo for a long time. Fans who have been in China for a long time thought he had forgotten his Weibo password. Unexpectedly, as soon as the Jun Chaniai incident came out, he actually jumped out and posted on Weibo. The fans below were howling like ghosts and wolves, and the man was shouting like a god, saying that he was finally back and missed him so much. The candy I once had. Who still remembers June attacking Chu and Xiao? I didn't expect that all of them would have girlfriends now, which is heartbreaking. Chu Sensio almost lost his temper when he saw the number one hot comment. What the hell? There are still people talking about this kind of thing from ancient times. Finally, let me reiterate, why should he accept it? How did he suffer? He is obviously very aggressive. Pooh. He is obviously very straight, okay. Chu Sensio ran over and made an international call to Jun Chaniai. What's up? Jun Chaniai answered the phone as expected. A lazy voice came from the other end of the phone, and Chu Sensio almost started to curse. You brat! You have a girlfriend, why don't you fart? Jun Chaniai held the microphone away, and Chu Sensio's loud voice came over randomly. Jun Chaniai replied to him expressionlessly, aren't you very busy? Damn, what kind of reason is this? Chu Sensio rolled his eyes when he heard this. What could be more important than gossip? Oh, no, more important than Jun Chaniai finding a girlfriend. He actually learned this news from the internet. The more Chu Sensio thought about it, the angrier he became. He even wanted to fly over and beat up Jun Chaniai. Well, so you know now, what do you want to say? Chu Sensio's expression gradually calmed down. Right, what should he say? Congratulations. But, Jun Chaniai, you don't deserve your own blessing if you hide it from him. That girl is quite nice, treat others well. Chu Sensio said strangely, recalling the brief period of getting along with each other. At that time, their Smile Girl group was filming the MV in S country. Chu Sensio wrote the song for them. He had been in contact with Xiaoying for a while. Although it hasn't been long, but I can tell she is a nice girl. No. Jun Chaniai responded feebly. Damn, I still feel bad. I will go to China in a while and have a meal together. Remember to bring my siblings with me. End of this chapter.